Hear me out. Are we missing out on the Sephora collection? This is a collection I truly feel like not a lot of people talk about, and I actually purchased some items from the Sephora Spring Savings event that I want to put to the test today, put it on, see how it performs, and just like, are we missing out on the Sephora collection? This is the completed makeup look, so like spoiler alert there. But before we get into this video, make sure that you are subscribed, you hit that like button so it lets people know that this is an awesome video, and let's get into this look at the Sephora collection makeup that I picked up. All right, we're gonna just get right on into the makeup. I already have my base on. I did use the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild. It is in my Shop My Stash, but we're gonna dip into everything that I purchased from Sephora during the Sephora VIP sale. If you guys didn't know, the Sephora collection was 30% off during their spring savings event. And when they get their fall savings event, these are also gonna be 30% off again if they are still in stock. First, we're going to go in with the Sephora bronzer. I have the shade 01, and this is like a matte bronzer. I haven't removed the packaging here, but the shade 01 is the Golden Gateway bronzer, and it is a silky soft powder that melts instantly into the skin for a true-to-life natural sun-kissed effect. One stroke of intense payoff that lasts for 8 hours with easy blendable application. So we're going to apply this bronzer. I do have an FO3 from Singe Beauty, and let's just see how pigmented this is. Now, I've tried some things from, I have tried some things from the Sephora collection before, like a long time ago, and it's been actually a while since I actually purchased anything from the Sephora collection. This is a little bit like floral scented as well, but that's super pigmented and it is blending out pretty nicely on the skin. Look how it like chiseled my face. Is it too much? Is it too like red toned? I did get the latest shade because I am like super pasty pale. I didn't want to be like too over the top. I really feel like the FO3 from Singe Beauty, because it has almost like a tapered point to it, it really helps like get a really good even application of bronzer on my face. But like, I'm like chiseled. Is this a good shade match? Leave me a comment down below. In my camera, it looks red, but in my mirror, it doesn't look red at all. It actually looks pretty just like natural, sun-kissed, and it's definitely a matte bronzer. Like there's no luminescent to it at all, but like it's really pretty. Like this is actually looking really nice on the skin. Very smoothing. It's not settling into anything funny, and it's meshing well with the foundation that I chose for today. Let's just add some up here. Make this all even for today. You know, like we want to look even. Actually, I was thinking about peeling off like the little cover. Let's grab my tweezers here just so that I can use this instead of like 5 different mirrors. Ah, that is the best sound in the world when you like peel off the mirror cover. The best sound in the world. What do you guys think? Do you think it's doing a good job? I think it's really creating this nice like bronzy effect, and I think it really is like meshing well with my skin, and it's blending out really, really nicely. I'm not seeing any like streaks or anything like that like on my skin, and it just looks like this flushed tone. And sometimes I'll take this brush with any excess and just like powder my nose a little bit. Okay, that is super pretty. I'm not gonna lie. Now for blush, I do have 2. I have 2. First is the Blush Blush Blush. This is actually a like blush palette, and it's in the shade Candy Lover. I'm trying to open it here. I had to like peel off the way that they sealed these. It was like super hard to like get open. Like I literally destroyed the packaging trying to get this open. Like look at that. So this one is actually, ow. This is actually a limited edition blush, and it actually came in a variety of shades. I have the shade Candy Lover. It is a multi-texture blush trio. So we have here, we have a cream side, we have a shimmer powder blush, and we also have a matte powder blush, and it comes with a little flappity flap flap. This actually totally reminds me of the Makeup Revolution brushes the Makeup Revolution blushes that I just got, the icon blushes, but this is in like those ones are like shaped this way. This one actually comes with like a mirror, and it actually, like, the packaging on this is really nice. And yeah, let's take her off. So first I'm gonna go into the cream. I'm actually gonna swatch this. Ooh, that's like super emollient and super creamy. And I'm really curious as to how this is gonna like blend out on the skin. Now my hands are a little bit dry. We've been going through like last week we had snow. This week it's gonna be nice. This looks like just like a wash of color. Like even on the back of my hand, that's not super pigmented by any means at all. I'm just gonna take this. I use all the time. It is actually, it's a stippling brush from Elf. I don't even think they sell this anymore, but it's like my favorite brush for cream product. Like it looks super pigmented, but when I blended it out on the back of my hand, it did not. So like she pretty pigmented. Okay. We're just gonna get this like sun kissed. Ew, it's like creating a line right there. No, 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 we don't want that. We do not want that. But we are gonna create kind of like this like flat. And I thought it wasn't pigmented. Come on, girl. Like, wow. I think I'm gonna have to take my, where's my foundation brush? We're gonna have to tone that down a bit. Holy crow. Oops. Like, it definitely was not pigmented on the back of my hand. Like, that was not anything at all. So we got the cream side on that side, but I also have this cream blush from Sephora. This is the Blushing Glow, and I have this shade on the bright side. Okay, when I looked at this online, it looked more like a mauve pink, but now that I actually have it in person, this is like an orange, like a burnt orange. And I'm gonna actually, so I applied it to the back of my hand here. I'm gonna, oh, that's actually really pretty though. It's like a terracotta shade. This is definitely more of like a summertime shade. It's not summer. This is definitely more of like a fall shade, but I think what I'm gonna do, okay, we're gonna just experiment a little bit. We're gonna put like a dot like that. If I ruin my makeup today, I don't have to go anywhere, so we're good. But I'm just gonna put a dot, and then I'm gonna shear this out because it's actually gonna warm it up a little bit. Stacy, did you put too much blush on today? Blush blindness times a million. So we gotta match it on the other side, right? Yay. Living in small town New York, when I walk in with like a full face of makeup, when I've been testing things and I go like, it's like I get the weirdest looks, but I'm just like, I don't know anybody where I live, so I'm good to go. I like this formulation better than the Icon blushes from Makeup Revolution. I truly felt like the Makeup Revolution Icon ones weren't this like poppy. Hello, hello blush. How are you today? I mean, let's just take over my face and look like I got kissed by the sun, but not really. Like, if you are new to my channel, I'm so sorry. Usually my makeup doesn't turn out like this, and I didn't expect it to be that pigmented, so definitely just disregard for 5 seconds, because I'm actually going to take a powder and I'm going to soften this up a little bit. If you apply too much blush, I'm not going to apply the powder blush right now. I like to take like my setting powder, which this is the Huda Beauty one. It's the Easy Bake. And what I'll do is I'll go in with like a fluffy brush like this, just dip into it and kind of like diffuse it over my cheeks, especially in the areas where I feel like it's just too much, and see how it kind of toned it down a little bit. And then after I put the, do we need powder blush today? No, I don't think we do, but I will swatch it for you guys because that's how it's gonna work. So I'll take like my finishing, like my setting powder, and I'll just go over it lightly. And it got rid of that dewiness as well, which is completely fine with me because I'm kind of in a matte mood today. But it did kind of tone it down just a little bit. And I do have like a better technique for it. But I'm going to swatch the rest of the trio for you guys. Again, what's up with the packaging? It doesn't want to open. Okay, there we go. So this is definitely a lot more pigmented than what it was in the swatch. Maybe it's because my hand is super pasty pale. I don't know, but this was like super pigmented. So we have the matte blush. That's super pretty. And then we also have like the shimmery blush as well. And I will just put them on my hand so you guys can see what they look like. The shimmery blush doesn't really have like a shimmer to it. Like you can't tell the difference between the two swatches. I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't really have like a lot of shimmer in it. I'm going to take some of my e.l.f. finishing powder. I just got this actually. E.l.f. finishing powder, and we're just going to press this and set and finish this part of the face because I like putting the highlight on like after. Oh yeah, that helped way, way a lot. Way more than what I thought it would. Wow, this is like a rescuer. Do everything, and then I'm just gonna set everything down now. And I don't like applying my highlighter until I actually get some of my face done. But we're gonna use this bad boy right here. This is the Sephora highlighter, and I have the shade Rose Quartz. It is a, how to even describe this? When I saw this in the store, because I've seen this quite a few times and I've really been eyeballing it, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's like definitely beam me up Scotty highlight. It looked super creamy. Upon like swatching it, so here's the swatch here. You can kind of see it. It isn't so super like beam me up, and it doesn't feel as creamy as what it does. It actually kind of reminds me of like my Essence highlighters, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that it reminds me of my Essence highlighters. So I'm gonna take this highlighting brush, just like gingerly just build this up on my face. This rose quartz shade has more of like a pink undertone to it, so it's actually gonna look really pretty with the blush that I chose. Rose quartz is just my thing. Like, I love the rose quartz. Oh yeah, my skin looks so airbrushed with that finishing powder from e.l.f. Like that really just like amped it up. Like it looks so pretty. I have some Sephora eyeshadows. I did point this out in my Sephora sale video, and I have this one and this one. I also have another one. They also have really nice matte ones as well, but we're gonna build a look around these two shades today. I think I'm just gonna do something that's a little bit more like neutral with like a twist of like that rosy color and that like goldeny color. Pat McGrath like BYOP right here. So these 10 shades in here, these are the Pat McGrath BYOP. I think I'm just going to dip into those. This is also another Sephora eyeshadow, and the shadow name that I have is called Glitter 105. Super pretty. Like it's just like this really beautiful glimmery, like shimmery color. Super pretty, but I think we can do something really fun with this. And we're just going to create a look and use the Sephora shadows. I have used these Sephora shadows before. I think Sephora eyeshadows are honestly like they're so stunning, and I feel like they're so underrated. Sephora shadows are like super underrated. Um honestly, like you hear people who talk about BYOP, and I know that some people really like cruelty-free options. Sephora brand is not a cruelty-free option, but they do have a lot of really good like neutral shadows. They don't have a lot of colorful shadows. They do have them, but they don't have a lot of them. And I think that the Sephora collection, like if you're looking for a good base eyeshadow collection, like they're really easily accessible. They are online, they are in store, and they retail for $8. But then when they do their Sephora sales, when you get 30% off, you actually get them for like $6, which is cheaper or just as cheap as like some Sydney Gray shadows are exactly that much. Sometimes they're cheaper, sometimes they're a little bit more. You can get a really good matte shadow from the Sephora collection if you're into like BYOPing, and you can build like just like a 4-pan or an 8-pan palette or even a 10-pan palette for like $6 a shadow when you buy them through the Sephora sales that they have. And they do have some really beautiful like shimmery shades, and those are the ones that like I picked up, and I do like I'm so excited to show you guys like how pretty they are. Honestly, if we wanted to do like a 2 and done look, I just chose this shade right here. It's like a mauve pink, and then I could put this shade just like all over my lid, which I think I'm gonna do is just like all over the lid. And like you could use just 2 shades from the Sephora collection, and you could just make a really simple eyeshadow look like this. I do have a mascara from the Sephora collection. We have Love the Lift mascara from the Sephora collection. I haven't tried a Sephora collection mascara in quite a while. So I picked this up because it has that crooked like U-shaped wand in it, and it also has some really short bristles, and it reminded me of the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. Now that mascara is like $24, and this one I think was like between 12 and 14, but obviously with the 30% off, I think it ended up being like oh, I wanna say like a $10 mascara at the time, but even then, like even if it retails for $14 and it does, you know, the same thing as the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara, it's $10 less. And let's see how this looks. I'm a huge fan of the Tower 28 mascara. It like lengthens and separates my lashes and it just made them look like false without really trying. This is like a really thin formula. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this yet. I mean, it's really lengthening my lashes though. Separating and lengthening, but it's not like va va voom. Whereas I feel like the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara really just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It just like makes them look va va voom, but it's $24. So that's what it looks like with like a coat of mascara. I'm gonna let it dry for a minute and I'm actually gonna apply the anti-gravity mascara to the other side so you guys can see the difference. And then I'll apply a second coat of this one so that we can see what it looks like. But this is the Milani anti-gravity mascara, which I have noticed that this one is just like super separating and lengthening, and it gives you the va va voom. Like I barely put any on, and my lashes already match. And usually I apply and I get it like really good and coated. And I feel like this is just a thicker mascara compared to the Sephora mascara. I truly wish I had a photo of when I wore the Make Waves mascara, but you can see like this side, the Milani side is definitely more Va Va Voom. So this is a thinner in consistency formula than what the Make Waves is. So we're applying a second coat. And I did let it dry down for a couple minutes just to see if it'll add some volume. Because like if you apply it directly after you've applied the first coat, sometimes it just kind of like brushes away the product on the lids instead of building up. So I wanted to let it dry down just a little bit so that it could cling and like build up on the lashes. Okay, this is with two coats. That's actually really pretty. It's like feathery and it is black, which I'm a fan of really good black mascara. And right now the anti-gravity mascara has been like my preferred mascara. And it does create like volume and length and like all the beautifulness. And it really reminds me of the Lash Princess mascara from Essence. Like, can you tell the difference? They look fluttery, they look lengthened, they look long. We're gonna do that test. Nope, I did not get mascara on my upper lid. It did provide like really lengthened lashes. I truly feel like my lashes just lose their curl. That's why I usually don't curl them. Now we're gonna do the lower lash line. This is actually super easy to do because the wand is like that U shape, which I appreciate. Like the Milani one is like super hard to get my lower lashes and it usually ends up gunking. That's actually really pretty. I'm actually thoroughly impressed by all of the product that I have from the Sephora collection. Like I haven't tried Sephora collection in so long, but I'm actually really surprised by how good these are and like how quality they are. And like that blush was very pigmented. We were able to save the makeup look, but I like glossy, glowy, dewy. I did have a matte foundation on and now I really feel like my face is very like glossy, glowy, dewy. Let me know, what do you guys think? What have you tried from the Sephora collection? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this. Thank you guys so much for watching and staying tuned to the end, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye!